What's going on, YouTube? I'm making this video to just talk about an experience that I had. It's very real to me. It's what I believe to be it is the truth in my reality, and I'm just pretty much sharing it because I feel that I'm a reasonable person. I don't suffer from a lot of mental distress. I'm pretty grounded, pretty consistent. So the fact that this happened to me, people that may see something similar in me and them, or at least can see that I might be a reasonable person from this video, maybe hearing this story might open their minds to some alternate ways of thinking. That's really all I can hope to do. So just a little background about it. About everything really is I was a year and a half ago. I was working at a law firm. Got the job when I was 20 years old, $32,000 a year. Just doing it, in Silicon Valley, patenting for stuff like Apple, Google, and all these other corporations, and just doing that. And it was fun, and it was something that I could see myself doing. It was secure pay, secure job. I pretty much was happy and content with my life at that age. And then when the economy crashed, that was a big hurt, and we had layoffs, and I lost my job. And that just was, for me, it broke down my ego enough to realize that something that I couldn't control happened to me, and I need to check who's controlling everything, what political powers are into play. And so, I learned about the Illuminati and the New World Order and all the political puppets that's going on in the world, and I learned that. But then through learning that, I learned, okay, so it's apparent that society has been formulated for us to think a certain way. What do I want to think? And from there, I've just been on a quest of positivity, because if every yin has a yang. If there's a Jay-Z for the Illuminati, there's probably an opposite secret society for the better. And I've been researching that, and the topic of gnosis, awakening, DNA activation, pineal gland. I'm a psych major, so I've read about that. I did my research about Christianity, the origins of that, the origins of Islam, the origins of Judaism, Catholicism, Scientology. I've looked into countless different religions, different heritages. I'm more familiar with the world with all that time off from not working, and pretty much after 9 months of intense development with meditating and being on a spiritual journey, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, my third eye was open. I just had a visual meditation. It was just another way of seeing, and I've been able to see that way a little bit more clearly. And pretty much one day, last Saturday, I was reading a book called No More Secrets, No More Lies, and just reading that, and I was just thinking about some of the ancient Egyptian research I had done previous weeks, and that one of my friends, Malcolm, was telling me about Kemetic tradition and religion, and they were in tune with the stars and all the pyramids built in line with the constellations. And I was like, geez, I bet you if back then they were in touch with the cosmos, that everything that's above us has some importance down here. And I was like, so what's the most important thing? And I just, the sun. So obviously the sun has some type of importance to us. And I was like, well, today I'm just going to meditate in the sunlight when it's going sunset, because my windows in my room face the sunset, and I'm going to focus the rays on my pineal gland and see what happens. And so the sunset came, and I sat there and I focused, and with the eyes closed and open, I looked at the sun. I stared at the sun. I had stared at the sun when I was a kid. And I always heard those rumors that you weren't supposed to do that, but you'll burn yourself. And I caught myself staring at the sun a bunch of times, and nothing ever happened. So I was comfortable all ready to stare at the sun at this point around maybe 6:30 p.m. I'm watching the sunset. Pineal gland, it's right there hitting me. I could feel it. I've already opened my third eye. I've already been meditating. And so I could pretty much feel the energy. I got up to come to the kitchen, check my phone, and I noticed that I was hungry as soon as I was in the kitchen. I was like, wow, this is really weird, because it was an instant hunger that I wasn't feeling when I was meditating. And I was like, it must be because I was sitting down in front of the chair, because usually if I'm meditating and I'm hungry, it blocks my meditation. But when I was sitting down in the chair, there was no interference. So I went back and sat down in the chair and went back to it, and I wasn't hungry. I was like, that's probably how plants can eat off the sun too. And so I closed my eyes, was just thinking. I opened them, went to Google, closed my eyes, started meditating, and just started typing random words into my laptop that had to do with what I was feeling. And just pretty much pressure, sensation, third eye, sun, meditating, just whatever, because I had never heard of anything. I've done no prior research on sun gazing or anything. And then the first thing that came up was HRM's website and all of his findings. And I was like, okay, well, I knew there was information about this, because the feeling that I felt from the sun was too profound for no one else in the world to realize this, I was sure of. So I just closed my laptop and got back to meditating for the whole sun to go down. And I watched it, and I closed my eyes again. I watched it, closed my eyes again, focused on it. And after about 15 minutes of it, I was done, and I just stood up and I opened my eyes, and the world just looked different. I don't take hallucinations or hallucinogens, so, and I also I haven't lucid dreamed yet, but I'm sure I can now. But the world looked different, but not enough to scare me or to jolt me or to scare my body. The difference that I could say was that across the whole room, the reflections of everything seemed to, my eyes seemed to be getting all of it for sure. They all were brighter. There was much more. I could see rainbows easier, and it was just a really vibrant room. And then when I was looking around, I saw my cat. I was like, geez, there's so much reflection in her eyes, and I could see all the reflection. And now, when I'm walking around, I see a big reflection in a lot of people's eyes, and it gives me the same feeling as when I was looking at the sun. And pretty much since then, I did some research about sun gazing after that. And the next day, I went out to dinner that night. I ate some mozzarella sticks, and I hadn't eaten for about 40 hours the next day. I just, the feeling of hunger was no longer with me. And I ate Monday, it was Saturday that happened. I ate Monday in the afternoon just so I could remember how to eat, and my face was sore. And it was just, it didn't really do much for me. I just ate just to say that I could eat, because I didn't want to worship the act of not eating, and people think I'm trying to be like a goody two-shoes or something, like I can't eat. So I made sure that I could still eat, but it definitely doesn't give me the same, it didn't give me the same feeling as anymore, because once I went over 24 hours without getting hungry, I already convinced my body that obviously you're getting some energy from something else, because I've never been able to go a day without eating and not be cranky, still be vibrant. I didn't yawn once and do all the things that I did that day. So it was just a really profound experience that happened to me. After the first day of not eating, and once you can go to sleep, or once I could go to sleep without eating, and when I woke up the next morning, every day since then, the hunger has been less and less, and I just eat mainly out of courtesy now. But I'm pretty much just waiting for, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about this. People know about this, but I'm waiting for more people to know about this, so I don't have to do the courtesy eating anymore. it's tiring to eat. Your body digesting all the you can feel it more when you're running off the sun. You can feel a lot of things differently when you're running off the sun that I would love to go into detail about, but I don't I don't feel that it'd be something relatable as much as the experience that I just shared with you guys. So that's about it. All right.